Hi, we missed you. If you'd like to review what we did last week, check out those videos again. You can check them out. We did mark makings of all of our different pencils and utensils that were in our kit. We did some value studies of each one. Remember to write down what pencil you used. We did this fun warm-up exercise where it was a continuous line drawing. So we never lifted our pencil. We just kind of kept going. It relaxed us. It got us moving. It got us into creating things. We moved on to those. We had 6 squares to fill. Then we also went into a mandala. And some people looked up some images to kind of get an idea of what a mandala was. I showed some images of mandalas in my videos last week. So go ahead and check those out too. We were looking at line. Types of line, zigzags, patterns, any kind of marks that you can put down. What can your pencil create? Can it create a different pattern or a way of drawing by the different ways that you can hold it? Week 2, we got right into doing another practice sketch warm up. So grab yourself a paper bag. Have someone in your house put an item inside of the bag. Don't let them show you what it is. Hide it inside your bag. Don't look at it, but put your hands inside and give it a feel. What does it feel like? With either a ballpoint pen or ultrafine tip Sharpie marker, you know, those little itty bitty guys there. Go ahead and start drawing what you feel. Don't look at it. Draw what you feel, all right? What's the reason for this exercise? This exercise is a really good way to help you visualize without seeing your eyes, okay? So it's a new way to visualize something. It kind of gets us out of our, I know what this is, I'm going to draw it kind of thing. You have to really focus on the sensation of touch. Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it furry? Is it cold? Is it sharp? Is it smooth? Does it feel like there's kind of a grain to it? Whatever you feel, you want to try to get down in your sketch, in your sketchbook. Now, because you're using a marker, make sure you put an extra piece of paper inside your sketchbook so that you don't bleed through. Okay? Mine last night was, or whatever night it was that little guy. So it's like one of those oil changing doohickeys. I'll show it to you. There you go. So something as I was feeling the contour of it, the outline, right? I felt the zigzaggy teeth. I felt this space here. In my mind, that was claws all the way through. I was like, oh yeah, I know what this is. Obviously, I put it in the bag, right? But I didn't really pay that close attention to it. So touching it with my fingers really made me think about, what is this actually that I'm drawing? What little tooth? I could have even counted. You know, I could have moved my finger down and counted how many zigzag bumps were here. One thing I did not do is I did not feel the profile. So I didn't put these rivets in my drawing because I didn't realize they were there. Why? Because I didn't use my senses very well. I did know there was some kind of rubber handle here. I could feel that there's a difference between this cold metal and this, but I didn't realize at first that there were 2 layers here. So take some time. Grab some fun things, have someone in your house do it with you because it's kind of fun and silly at the end. You can kind of laugh about it. You can build your confidence because you can actually start going, oh, wow, if I lost my sight, I could still do art. So don't get stuck in thinking you have to see something in order to create something. There's no right or wrong way of doing this, so just have fun and have at it. The next thing we started looking at is different shapes. So within our world, how can we break objects down into basic shapes? Because we need to be able to see what shapes are there in order to break it down and draw it more quickly. Let me see if I can find a picture in one of my books here. For instance, right? A chimney is really just a cube. A stack of books, a bunch of cubes. Now, we didn't really get into perspective so much, so don't worry about perspective yet. And I'm pretty sure one of my books here has a few more fun objects. You do want to start feeling relationally, all right? If you were to put out a still life, how big or small something is, how wide it is, how deep it is compared to something else. And then we really worked on a value study this week. So a quick, easy way to do a value study: take a picture of what you just drew in the bag or anything else around your house that you're interested in drawing. Take a picture of it, go to that picture on your phone, and then put a filter on it that's in black and white. Okay, you'll be able to create a value study of that image. So you want to take all your pencils in your kit and you want to try to get as close as possible to have an exact replication of the value that is in that colored object in front of you with your pencils. Because when you're drawing things out in real life, we're not black and white, right? But if I'm using a pencil, how can I tell the difference between my skin tone and this white shirt if I make my skin tone the color of the paper? All right, so if I put that in black and white, now I can see what grayscale my skin is going to be compared to this white sweater. All right, so that's what we were working on for homework, as well as some negative space drawings. So what is negative space? The negative space is all the space around the subject matter. If I'm the subject matter, the background is the negative space. What shapes are making up the background? Because it's in a video, you're getting already a box, right? So what can we see behind us? If I had my hand like this on my head, what kind of shape is there? You're not focused on the subject matter. You're going to be focused purely on the negative space. I think I have an example in here as well. If I can find that really quick, it would be great. If not, oh, you know what? I know it's not in that book. I have another book here that had the negative space in. And drawing, so give me patience. Here we go. Oh, we had one other project too. So that's the negative space. The white was a positive. The background, the black stuff, that was the negative. So that's where the focus of this is. The negative space, not the positive. All right, the last thing is I want you to find something around your house, whether it's a room or whether it's a picture that you're working on or whatever, and I want you to use your marker or pen again, not your pencil, and I want you to create a room or an image that is made up of only lines. Now your lines are going to have to differ. They're going to have to be variegated, going in different directions, whatever, to create texture, to create a difference in the images so you can see spatially how that looks. Here's an example. Textured room. So you see all the different lines in there to create the wood floor, to create a big brick background, or lines or wallpaper on the room. Notice that lines can be closer together to create darkness and value compared to having lines spread further apart. So there's another way to create value, and I think I have it in my sketchbook. It might have been on a piece of paper. I think it was on a piece of paper, where you can use stippling or pointillism. All right, let me find this real quick. I'm sorry I'm not so organized today. I've got a lot of stuff going on this week, and I'm trying to get this in so you just get the basic idea. You can check with any of your classmate buddies and ask them what they did. Okay, so I'm going to take just a circle on my paper here. All right, and if just like the first week, if we had a light source coming in here where my arrow indicates where my shadow would be, and then this would be the lightest spot. We're working on that. Okay, how can I use a pen this time to create value to show, you know, the darkest part down here without just coloring it in like a marker? Okay, how can I show, because this is just black. There's no gray tone here. How can I visually show a gray tone with line or the absence of line or with dots? Okay, so you have the scribbling mark, right? And the more you scribble in one area, the darker it is, the less you kind of scribble, or the variation of your scribble, you know, it's going to look lighter. You have pointillism. That's all those dots. So the more you put together in one spot, the darker it's going to be. All right. You can do line hatching or cross hatching. So just lines going in the same direction, the closer they are together. You could have variation of lines, so you could have some short ones and some long ones. That's going to show difference. Spacing apart obviously makes a difference. You can also do cross hatching. So if you need to have that dark area, you know, you can have a bunch of lines going this way, but then you can also have a bunch of lines going in another way. It creates a different texture, but it also creates a darker area. So go ahead and try a couple different value scales or just one if you really get bored and don't want to do it. But it will help you in the long run if you do a couple of them. Do one with like just the dots, do one with some cross hatching, do one with just lines. How can I get from the blackest black without coloring to paper white? And you can do like only three or four squares. You don't have to go crazy and do a whole bunch of them. So you try to find, when you hold your paper up, you know, arm's length away, do you see the difference visually in the gray tones because you have that blank space that's left in there. So that's what we did. That's what we covered. We hope to see you again next week. I'll be coming back from a retreat, so I'm going to be pretty exhausted, but I'll still be there. I'll drink lots of coffee for y'all. Have a good night.